Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
A next topic in Commerce Clinic is the business unit. When we talk about business unit is an independent subset of an organization that involves trading activities. We have different forms of business units. We have sole proprietorship, we have partnership, we have cooperation, we have cooperative society, and the liability component. Who is a sole proprietor? Simply put, one man business. That is sole proprietorship. In a nutshell, a sole proprietor owns, manages, finance, and control the business activities himself. When we talk about ownership as a feature, a sole proprietor business, it is usually owned by a person, by an individual. What is the objective? The objective is to make profit. The sole proprietor provides the capital in raising the business activity. There are different ways and manner a sole proprietor could get or raise funds for the business. It could be personal savings, it could be contribution from families, friends, it could be loan from the bank or loan or grant from government, and also we have from inheritance. Advantages of sole proprietor business. 1. It involves small capital requirement. It is easy to manage. Before managing, it is easy to establish. Then we go to the easiness we have in management of it. It takes quick decision in as much as one-man business. It takes the decision whenever it thinks without waiting for anybody to give him go ahead. So we have quick decision making under sole proprietorship. And lastly, all the reward he gain in the business belong to him and him alone. Disadvantages of sole proprietorship. 1. We have problem of continuity. For example, if the sole proprietor dies today, that ends the end of the business, and as such, that is a disadvantage to the business activity. 2. He bears all risk alone and alone. As he enjoys all the profit alone, he bears all the risk alone and alone. He has unlimited liability. And finally, we have limitation in expansion of a sole proprietor business. Partnership is the coming together of two or more people with the agreement of pulling their resources together, skills together, finances together to establish a business enterprise. Ownership. It is owned by two or more people. The objective. The major objective of a partnership business is to make profit. Source of capital. The capital are being raised by the partners involved in business activities. The lifespan. The lifespan depends on the agreements the partners had from the onset of the business. Legal entity. A partnership business is not a legal entity because partners are not separated from the business. A partnership business is managed by the partners alone. Let's talk about the features and characteristics of partnership business. 1. Ownership. It is owned by two or more people, like 2 to 20. But when we have in the banking sector, we have 2 to 10. And when we talk about the objective as a characteristic, the major objective is to make profit. Talking about the lifespan of a partnership business, the lifespan depends on the agreement they had from the onset of the business activity. And when we talk about management of partnership, it is being managed by the partners in the business. How do they raise fund? Partners in the business raise the fund used for their business activity. And let's talk about the liability. It has unlimited liability. And lastly, the legal entity. It is not a legal entity because the partners are not separated from the business. There is what we call deed of partnership. Deed of partnership is a document that clarifies the position of every partner in a business activity. We have types of partnership business. We have limited partnership and ordinary partnership. We have different types of partner. We have the general partner, the active partner, the limited partner, the sleeping partner, and lastly, the dormant partner. What are the advantages of partnership business? In every partnership business, we have 1. Significant amount of capital. 2. We have joint decision making, unlike sole proprietor that we have just a person. And as an adage in English, we say 2 heads are better than 1. So we have joint decision making that brings about more effectiveness and efficiency in their business activity. And lastly, we have greater possibility of expansion. Disadvantages of a partnership business. 1. It suffers from unlimited liability. 2. We have difficulty in management. Why? Because we have much people involved in this business activity. We have different people with different school of thought, with different perception, with different opinion. Let's now talk about liquidation and dissolution. Liquidation of a business means bringing the business to an end. And when we talk about dissolution, dissolution is the last stage of every closure of a business activity. Let's talk about the determinant of choice of business unit. 1. We have viability and profitability. A viable and a profitable business is the interest of every man. 2. We have law of the land. 3. We have the techniques used in the business activity. 4. We have the capital requirement. If it's a business activity that requires small amount of capital, you could start up a sole proprietorship business. And if a business that requires large amount of capital, you talk about the partnership business, you talk about the cooperative society, and so on. We have availability of resources. Availability of resources is one of the determinants of the choice of business units we get involved into. And lastly, we have natural endowment. If the type of business activity you want to get yourself involved into will require you more of natural endowment, and if the area at which, the location at which you want to set up the business lacks enough natural endowment you have. Finally, let's talk about liquidation and dissolution of partnership business. Liquidation of a partnership business means winding up of partnership business. And when we talk about dissolution, dissolution is the last stage of liquidation in partnership business.
Future